Hey guys, and welcome to Kiki Cherry's Real World But changed it into revolution. Okay? Because I feel like it's time for a revolution. It's time for radical things, radical talk, radical perspective of what Kiki Cherry thinks of the world, and how we can continue the conversation, how we can actually formulate new ideas and really talk about this stuff. Really. All my videos are uncensored, unedited, to the point that when you say the truth, you have to go with it. Speak your truth. If you don't know, now you know. Okay? So I'm going to be talking about Black Lives Matter. And this infinite shirt right here is a girl and a woman took down the Confederate flag in South Carolina. And you can see the policeman down there, and I had to shade her skin in because they represent her blackness, and really knowing that yes, true, Black Lives Matter to the point. So why will I be talking about Black Lives Matter? Okay, so here's three things that I think that Black Lives Matter. I know that Black Lives Matter is relevant today and needs to continue on the same, like the notion, the same energy, the same power that it started in 2012 or 11 until now. So really, the three things is really, it's still relevant today. Police brutality, criminal justice reform, and also making the youth activism on any type of social platform, and knowing your intersectionality. So, for instance, intersectionality is not representing all identified characteristics of yourself. So, for instance, myself is black, queer, and a gender fluid person. I cannot be queer but not gender fluid. It's kind of like I can't be black, but I can't be, queer. So it's representing the modernization, moderate groups, and forming it into one characteristic as yourself, representing many identities that represents you. So going back to Black Lives Matter, that was a little education. So going back, Black Lives Matter. Police brutality is still relevant today. They do not serve and protect nobody. Because at the same time, they always have the slogan, protect and serve people. They only serve the system. People know this and still paint them as a human, such and such. Whoever has that badge number, you represent the people that before you, and the people who represented that killed so many of my people, black people in my community, that really serves a purpose that police must be demilitarized first, and two, needs to be reformed, and three, it has to be representing for color folks, especially black folks, because at the same time, if you want to get that same trust or respect back, you have to earn it. And plus, by now, we're becoming very numb to it. It's seen as social media and all of the social media outlets. It is really becoming a pandemic. It's becoming just a social norm to America, and to mostly parts of America that are, especially in South Mississippi, and places in Oklahoma, even what happened to me at places in Nevada. It's really becoming that policemen needs to be held accountable to what they do, and need to suffer the same consequences, because they cannot go out, can't do this, cannot literally beat the hell out of somebody and literally just gets away with it and just say, oh, I was just doing my job. That's not doing your job. You are racial profiling, and it's really brutality to my people. That's not cool. That's not. So, continuing on. Also, why it should be prevalent, that why Black Lives Matter should be there, the movement, is also to reform our leaders, the criminal justice system, and many more. Because my thing is the modern civil rights movement for all who are social, like young activists that need to take up arms. Even with gun control with arms, it is really prevalent today, and Black Lives Matter has a platform, has that voice, even in social media, that has that voice to connect to all young generation and really like tell it to the older generation that, of course, you had your time, but this is my generation. This Black Lives Matter do exist. Our lives do matter. This is not, we are not going back. We're not trying to make America great again. America is great. You just gotta make it better for all of us, especially taking accountability to Black lives. You have to, because we keep getting our culture stolen. We keep getting our lives stolen, and we are being locked up for reasons of bullshit, of racial profiling and failed criminal justice reform. So I feel like Black Lives Matter, the social front of social media, the whole new civil rights movement should be prevalent today, should continue on and keep on fighting for all this generation and the next. Because they will have the next responsibility to carry on Black lives and how they matter in that time, in that presence, and that future. Yes. And then the third and last thing is keep the passion. People lose the passion about Black Lives Matter and being like it's just a trend. Oh, all lives matter. If all lives matter, then how come we keep getting killed? How come we keep getting imprisonment? How come we keep getting shit on by other minorities? Or not even minorities, just fucking white people. Why we keep getting brought down? Why? Because that's really, it gets to the point that you get sick and tired of the same bullshit that keeps going through our communities and seeing we are still woke, but not really connecting to the voices of the now generation, or just blaming on the millennials or blaming on everything. No, it's always the older generation that is trying to stop the young generation and say, hey, listen, well, this is how you do things. No, this is our generation. This is our time. Yes, of course, the civil rights movement was back then, but it did not cover everything. But the Black Lives Matter movement is going to continue that fight, and that's why the Black Lives Matter movement needs to continue and will always and will continue to have that power and have that structure for really boasting Black lives into the modern society, and remind white folks and white people of your privilege. And you saying that does not exist is bullshit, because at the same time you have a system, and that's why we want to just eradicate, and hope you guys eradicate that system of white privilege. Yes, and recognize that, of course, everyone has privileges, but at the same time, you have to recognize your own, and you, white people, have the most. So that is also true. So that's how I want, personally, that Black Lives Matter should continue on and should be the main topic of most social networks and CNN, maybe even Fox News or anything like that, because they have a platform that started as a tweet on Twitter and became this big phenomenon that Black lives being taken by policemen and unfair criminal justice system on leaders that don't give a shit, and people just don't have that same passion. People are going to get sick and tired of it. You need to, people, stay woke, but at the same time, take action. Because the Black Lives Matter movement is and forever going to be there. And will continue. And that's why I support Black Lives Matter. And I support my life. and will continue to fight for others, especially my black people. Stay black and have a good day. Deuces.